Welcome to 25 Questions with me, Sam. Sophie will tell you that we met in the gym, and she's not wrong. It depends how you classify meet. I asked her for a resistance band and she just kind of looked all nervous. But we actually met, I would say we met at the Slug and Lettuce in Canary Wharf. Met properly at the Slug and Lettuce in Canary Wharf. However, Sophie will say that we met at the gym. Actually, yeah, this is a difficult one because as everyone there will probably tell you, including my mum, I have an answer for everything apparently. However, Sophie will get in a word in a really strange way. She will have the last word. If we're like play fighting or something, she will just hit me and then just run off just so she has the last hit. So Sophie is probably a little bit more, she puts a lot more effort into getting the last word than I will. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to say Sophie. Yeah, I'm not great with this, but I'm going to say the 7th of December. Yeah, this is actually a tricky one. I think our first date, I'll tell you where it was. It was at that place on the corner in Greenwich. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called like Buffalo something now. It's on the corner in Greenwich, opposite the Chinese place, which is on the corner. It was there, from what I remember. And I didn't really like the food, but Sophie did. I'm pretty sure that's where our first date was. Now, I can't remember. However, I know what Sophie's going to say. It was probably some sort of shearling jacket or something along those lines is what she's going to say. So I'm going to say, all I remember is I wore a shearling jacket. Probably going to get these wrong, but I would say she would say that I'm driven, for a positive one. I would say she thinks I'm jammy because somehow I'll just kind of figure it out, or I'll do something and she'll think, how did you manage to do that? If you can use that to describe someone. And then the last one I would use is, I would say she thinks I'm reliable when it matters. I think they're mostly positive. She might say that I'm funny, but yeah, I think we're going to go with those three. This is probably a tricky one because neither of us really cook for each other like that. I'm inclined to say me, to be honest. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say me. I'm the best cook. So two things pop to mind. Is either going to be wearing slippers in the house or the flat. But I think it's probably going to be taking the bins out. I'm gonna lock that in. It's taking the bins down. And I would say that has to be Sophie. She'll like that one. I'm not going to linger too much on it, but Sophie is a better cyclist. She's a really good cyclist actually. But she is better than me. 100% it was Sophie. Don't listen to what she tells you, what nonsense she comes up with. Sophie 100% made the first move. If she wasn't looking that way at me in the Slug and Lettuce, the classiest of places, then no moves would have been physically made, but she made the first move because she was saying all kinds of stuff to people. So Sophie, don't listen to what she says, 100% it was her. Yeah, they were really basic people, to be honest with you. I don't even know where these nicknames come from. I call Sophie Chicken. I don't actually know why. And Sophie calls me probably, what does she call me the most? Handsome Bean is what she calls me. Same again, makes no sense at all, but those are our nicknames. I'd have to say Sophie, to be honest. Yeah, I'd have to say Sophie. I think we're both funny. I think everyone thinks they're funny though. But she just does the weirdest stuff and just says the weirdest things. So I'm going to say Sophie's the funniest. Well, we recently got rid of a lot of stuff, so there's not much left for her to dislike, to be honest, although I'm sure there's lots. I'm going to say the thing she dislikes the most is my Vivo barefoot trainers. I'm going to go with that, because there's not much else that's left that she actually can dislike, so I'm going to say those. I'm going to say Kay. I'm going to go with my sister, and then probably my brother. I'm going to go with Kay. I'm going to say Kaylee. Probably me. I don't actually know, but I can imagine it was probably me, to be honest. So I'm going to say me. Well, there's things I love and there's things I admire. I think with Sophie, the thing I love most is, I guess there's a couple of things. I love how resilient she is and how driven she is to be successful. Sophie is a very intelligent woman. She's a very independent woman. And the stuff that she's had to go through, I admire her resilience to have gone through all of that, but still not have changed how she is as a person. Like, she is still funny, she's still incredibly unique, she still has that lovely smile and laugh, and going through all of that can really change someone, and the fact that it hasn't, I adore that about her, to be honest. Other things I love most is just that she's so unique, and she's just weird, if I'm honest. She's just a weird person. She just does weird crap, and I love that. It was outside the Slug and Lettuce in Canary Wharf. Not much to say about that, really. Very romantic, as you can imagine. But yeah, outside the Slug and Lettuce. Now, I'm not going to remember the exact words. I'm not the biggest of grand gestures or scripted speeches, I guess, but we were opposite the Eiffel Tower. There was someone having like a proper big fabricated proposal, was the way I'd put it. Cameras, all this type of stuff. Not really my vibe. I just said to Sophie, look at them, blah, blah, blah. And I said, shall we get married? I can't remember what Sophie said. I think she said I would like to. And I said, well, why don't we then? And then I pulled out the ring. I'm pretty sure that word was around about the exact words. So, yeah. I don't remember the first present Sophie bought me at all. I'm sure it was nothing. The first present I bought Sophie was a barometer. And that's because I remember Sophie saying that she always wanted a barometer. If you don't know what a barometer is, it is an instrument that measures atmospheric pressure. Sophie just wanted one. No idea why, it was a passing conversation. So I bought her a barometer. It was a very weird exchange of presents because I sat here and go, I bought you a barometer, which I never thought I would say to anyone. But she loved it, and we put it on the wall in the room that we lived with each other in for a good few years. So yeah, I bought her a barometer. I'm going to say mushrooms. Mushrooms on bagel is Sophie's favourite food. Well, she'll tell you it's Thai. Sophie does love Thai food. I think that ties into what is Sophie's favourite food. But I go by favourite food about what you eat the most. She doesn't eat Thai that often. So I would say that her favourite food is mushrooms on bagel. But her favourite takeout is Thai. So I'm going to lock that in. Thai food. This is going to be hard to answer because Sophie does so many weird and strange and wonderful things that it's become the norm for me. So it's hard to pick out a single weirdest thing that Sophie does. She sings a lot, but she sings always in, like, she makes every song like a cabaret version of it, like all the time. She got into Mongolian throat singing at one point. She has to have the equal amount of fabric on each side of the bed when she sleeps. But I tell you what, one of the weirdest things is that she just does strange stuff. I remember one night I woke up at like 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. when we lived in the room. And then all I heard was like Chinese, like someone like talking Chinese. And Sophie was on Duolingo and decided that she just wanted to learn Chinese. So she was just sitting there practicing Chinese. But at the moment, I don't know, I think the weirdest thing that Sophie does is she just makes these noises out of nowhere. Which, to be fair, she's got me kind of doing out of habit. It's kind of how we respond and interact with each other. But I think it's probably that. I don't know. She does lots of weird stuff. It's a hard one. I don't actually know. What would Sophie take to a desert island? It'd probably be something practical. She's quite smart. It's probably going to be a smart ass answer. She'll probably take something basic, like she'd take a knife. What else would she take? Bug spray. And what else would she take? A knife, bug spray. And she's probably going to say like a satellite phone so she can call for help or something. I'm going to go with that. I don't know. Those three. I'm going to look those in. Let's go with those three. Oh, Janie, absolutely. There's no question about it. She would call Janie B. There's no one further that she'd trust in that, so she'd call Janie B. Well, Sophie wants to go everywhere. She wants to go to Peru. She wants to go to St. Kitts. She wants to go to the other one that's near there. She wants to go to Japan. But what am I going to say? I'm going to say Japan. Yeah, I'm going to say Japan.